Oh, lads, this is just gonna be a little bit of match commentary. I'm actually not playing this one live. I played this one about 10 minutes ago. And I haven't done some commentary in a while, so I thought I would do it. We got Temple. So, not the greatest map, but not the worst either. First thing we do with Doctor is at least with this build, we run up right to our our gens and corrupt. We run right to our corruption and do a static blast. I have yet to play a game where this tactic hasn't worked. Okay, Kate's already in. Kate's in a bad position, so we're deciding to get her up to tier 3. We should have just took the hit, which I'll do that later. I'll make that correction. We should have took the hit instead of done the tier 3, but it's fine. She's still not in a very good position. So, running to the edge of the map is never good, especially with Aura Seeing add-ons on Doctor. Aura Seeing add-ons are some of his best ones. She goes up, so I try to read the vault. I read the vault and feel like she's going to come back down here, which we actually get that read. I wouldn't recommend going for that read, but I did it because I kind of lost her, so I just tried to precipitate her movements. She came down toward the pallet to try to drop it. I was worried about somebody getting us with the pallet, so I was just checking where people were. But the cake kind of moves out of our way, which is all. I was kind of shocked that she did that. But just we used our powers Infectious Fright, which is why I don't feel like Doctor needs Infectious Fright. Bad hook placement, so we had to go all the way over here to actually get this hook. People don't say hook placing is bad. Oh, it certainly is. In a different situation, it could have cost us that gen. So we kick it with Pop, and now we know the Feng Min is still over here. And thanks to our illusionary Doctor, we were able to find her. This time we make a correction. We use the Aura Seeing add-on to actually get a hit on her at these CSS we went. But we used our Aura Seeing add-ons to get a hit on her at that at those what are they called, Z tiles? They're not very strong, but so survivors can sometimes use them to like juke. They're not good though. All right, so we're playing a loop tile now. You could just burn it, but Doctor can create his own mind games with the shock, so that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to get a gauge for how good she is. Trying to get a gauge for how well she knows how to run this stuff. That was our shock right there. As soon as we realize that we got her, we don't shock her anymore. Which she had dead hard, and it was the only thing it could have. We at least got rid of it. And then she doesn't make that. Because tile spacing's a thing now, so you can actually punish survivors. It's pretty interesting. You don't have to run tile after tile after tile. Once you know these maps, you can start like swinging and not actually respecting dead hard as much, I guess. It's something I still need to do. Okay, they popped a bad gen. As we start surveying the map, even this early into the game, we're thinking about late game. Over there's 2 gens. Doesn't make much sense to like defend those as hard. That one's far out, so it doesn't make much sense to defend those either. That one either. So like we're looking at the 3 gens. These 2. And there's another one. There's like 4 actually, if I remember correctly, based from playing. But like that gen's far out. Don't defend that. It's a waste of your time. We find the Yui. We know she's there. Whatever she wants to give us, whatever they give us for free, we'll take. She's still not in any good position because we zoned her correctly. We zoned her away from that pallet that was behind us and went to the other one. We saw the rescue happened. No, it did happen. It's about to happen. So we think, okay, we'll go over and apply Sloppy Butcher to whoever it is. Which is, it's the Obsession, which we do have Dying Light this match, but we don't need, we play like it's not there. We play like it's not there. The Obsession was baited in, we hit her, we got a Sloppy Butcher on her. Now we're going to go back down here and deal with the Yui that missed her fucking shock. Out of super weak tile, so she has to leave. She had God Pallet here. I think she misplayed. I think she should have dropped the pallet instead of dead harding. But I think she was nervous. So So I think that was her mistake more than anything else that got us that down. But we're right. Notice that we're not really where we need. This is the only gym with progress, so we see if there's anybody in the area. Which there's not. Just kick this gen. It's got 2 pistons. But look over there. Those are our 3 gens over there. Thinking about a late game situation, those are the best 3 gens on the map. They're not. It's kind of a 4 gen, TBH. Wish I could turn the camera back. But we want to be over here. And we saw the Fang main through the. We did see her there. I don't know if anybody missed her, but we did see her there. So I say we, but you know. We know she's pretty good at tiles. But so we'll throw her off, make her think she's safe, and I guess it kind of worked. I wouldn't recommend that play either, but it worked on her. We just kind of stood there and then jolted. We're running this one now. Again, this is not that safe. But she thought she changed her mind about dropping the pallet, but it was too late. Which because I think she realized that Dead Hard wouldn't have actually saved her there because of how close we were, so she tried to drop it. She waited too long. Alright, we got the Yui, and that was it. We know she's right there, camping the pallet, so we just swing at her, see if we get her. We didn't, but that's alright. We also see the scratch marks from whoever this is, so we don't know who this is, we're just going to go for them. Because the Yui could still have DS. So we down the Obsession. We're going to get another pop anyway, because we down her, so it's like, okay, we'll just take this one to make sure we're getting as most mileage as possible. Well, we weren't wearing our headphones this game, so it was kind of hard to deduce where the sound was coming from. But we figured it out. See, this is why I don't really think Doctor needs barbecue if you have the illusionary doctors. I mean, it's still certainly good to have on him, don't get me wrong. But, like, the illusionary doctors can kind of act as barbecue in a lot of situations. So we know we're hitting at least one person. We had 2. That gen popping's not a big deal. We still have 3 gens next to each other. And then we see the Fang Min and the Yui. We know we're after Fang Min, but we don't want to let them know that. So we kind of act like we kind of like don't give our plan away. Which, I mean, if they were smart, they should have known who we were after. But keep your cards close to your chest until they outposition themselves. Go inside the pallet to cut her off. She kind of respects our looping gameplay. She didn't really stay at that tile. But she really should have, because she's really outpositioned now, and there's no tile pallets, so Dead Hard doesn't even save her. She could have maybe cut right instead of cutting left around that big stone right there. That might have saved her, but I don't know. I didn't get a good camera. I was just looking at her. But still got those 3 gens. Our play now is Kate, because we know Kate has 2 hooks. Kate is 2 hook pressured, and we know that. Quentin, we haven't seen him we haven't chased him all game, but he's not our play. If we can get Kate out of the game, that's worth more than the stacks of Dying Light at this point. Having a kill is worth more than the perks. We know she's there because of the illusionary doctor. So they can't hide, bro. They can't hide from you. It's such a good character. Non-interaction is just hard countered by Doctor. I think that's why I like him so much. They can't just beat you by hiding. She should have dropped that pallet. We were inviting her to actually drop the pallet, because that's what shock therapy is better at forcing pallet drops than it is actually preventing them. But she was kind of greedy and tried to get away with it, and you can't do that, dude. You just can't get away with stuff versus Doctor. We see the Quentin. We finally have enough time to actually pressure him. Now again, we don't know how good this guy is because we haven't seen him the entire game. Nice easy hit there. He's in tier 3 already. We really should have been saving those shocks for like areas like this where we can't actually see him. We know he's above us. He must have dropped down. No, he's running the temple. He is actually pretty good at it. We're not worried because the generator they popped is not the one they needed to, so we're fine in terms of gens. We can run this as long as we need to. No, we got him. He could have vaulted that again and blocked it off, but it didn't matter. We didn't actually need to outplay him anymore. We could have just blocked. We brought ourselves enough time for the entity to just block that off for us. Alright, we're going to check our gens, but as we'll find that it doesn't... It's not needed. Now this is actually a funny interaction. I don't know if people don't know how this works, but he's in tier 3, right? And we know that. So we're going to go over and hit him. Now, he has a deep wound and tier 3 madness. Now, I don't know who actually knows this, but deep wound... Tier 3 is given more priority than healing a deep wound. So when you're in tier 3 and you get borrow time, you have to cure the madness before you actually heal the deep wound. And since this I don't know why this is so difficult. I've never understood why getting out of madness is so hard for people. But he can't cure his madness in time, so he goes down to his deep wound. Now this Yui was a bit confusing, at least here at Shack she was. Oh, I fucking just missed her. I saw her that time. Upon watch back I saw her, she went left. So we lost her because she made an odd play. She went behind the Shack, she went the long way, which actually wasn't good. We actually could have hit her if we were smarter. But... Now... So she got us there, but we see her running, so there's nothing she can really do at this point. It's just kind of in terms of just lasting as long as you can, really. Okay, so we see the scratch marks. We know she's over there somewhere. We're trying to find out where she is. But we're not hitting her, so it's like, okay. Maybe we don't know what she's... Maybe she went to the corner, but then we see this locker, and we're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. And now it's just the part where you find everybody and hook them. But yeah, even though we lost a few early gens, like, it wasn't that big of a deal. We maintained a solid level of pressure throughout this entire game that only characters like Doctor and some of the higher tiers can actually do. Doctor's a lot harder to stop when he gets going, and I think that's why he's such a good character. I think what Doctor has that some characters don't is the ability to like pressure almost every tile in the game using his ability. That's what characters like Deathslinger, Legion, and that's what all these characters lack. They lack the ability to pressure every tile with the powers. And just wish they'd go in and fix that on a lot of killers, dude. Sucks.